Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Survivalist. I'm Neodyinamite, and today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna show you how to actually use the monkeys for your very own benefit. By that I mean, well, I'm gonna show you how to turn the monkeys into actually useful tools? Members of society? Something like that. So basically, just so you know, the Survivalists is a different survival game. Because normally in a games like this, you are alone. It's kind of like hard to automated stuff. There are of course some expectations of the rule, and eventually at some point in survival games you are actually supposed to have automated, you know, resource income, food income, protection, whatever thing. You're supposed to automate some of the aspects. And a really cool thing about this game is that you can basically automate almost anything if you have the monkeys and if you have the tools. So basically speaking, you can order your monkeys to fight for you, to cook for you, to craft for you, to build for you, to repair for you, carry, haul, and mine and chop down. And basically we're gonna focus on the, I guess, three things: chopping, mining, and hauling. Because I think those are the three necessary things for you to actually establish a proper base. So how are you exactly gonna do that thing? Well, it depends. Actually, it does not depend, but I actually recommend that if you're gonna try to attempt to automate this thing, that you will find a suitable location with enough resources. So for example, we got a nice little quarry over here we could try to use for our monkeys to basically mine out. Same goes for those stones over here. And I got a really nice forest down here that I could try to chop down. So how we do this thing? Well, first things first, you need to give your monkey a proper tool. So if you want to send him to chop down, if you want him to work in the quarry, if you want him to mine rocks for you or minerals, you need to give him a pickaxe. If you want him to bring you basically lumber, or actually chop down a jungle, you need to give him an axe. Obviously, the quality of the items depends on how fast you want that thing to get destroyed, right? Durability and stuff like that. So the better item you're gonna give to him, to the monkey that is, the longer it's gonna last. But of course, if you really want to, you can just stick to the basic tool. Remember that at some, I think, maybe not exactly each week, but at some point, if you're gonna look at the top right side of the screen, you see the compass and you see this yellow and blue thingy. Basically, this is the night and day cycle. By that I mean, if like after a few in-game days, the moon will go red. Once it goes red and the night will finish, the resources around the map will respawn. That applies to trees, that applies to rocks, that applies to minerals. So basically speaking, you have to build your base like some distance from those natural resources, because otherwise they won't respawn. But if you do, then technically speaking you have unlimited source of resources that later on you can use. And of course you can turn that thing into unlimited tools, weaponry, building materials, and so on and so forth. So basically speaking, if you want to teach your monkey how to chop down trees, first you need to give him an appropriate tool. Get over here. Okay, so I gave him an axe, right? Then what you need to do, you need to hold the Q button, and basically your monkeys are gonna gather around you, right? So it actually would be a good idea to maybe make a list, or, you know, change the name of the monkey. You can do that thing by pressing the tabulator button. And if you're gonna go to your monkeys, then you can actually change some information about them. You can also have a basic information of their efficiency. So how fast they're gonna craft things, how fast they're gonna build stuff, how fast they're gonna carry stuff. Because as you can see, for example, this monkey over here, Giuseppe, he can carry 4 items at a time, which is actually very fancy. At the beginning it's kinda pain in the ass for them to carry anything, but once they're gonna get some experience points, it actually gets like super fancy for them. I also got another monkey with that thing over here, but Giuseppe over here, actually, you know what, I think, hold on a second, let's rename him. I can actually rename, hello, I'm trying to, there you go, lumber. Oh, I cannot write anything else. Oh really, there's so limited space? Well, I need to look for Giuseppe then. Take the item back. What you had? You had a mace. Okay, you can keep that item. And what about you? What did you had? You had nothing. Where's the monkey that had the axe? That's the spear. Hello! Found him. He was over here. That actually took me a while. So, Giuseppe is the guy I need to look for. So, he is somewhere, I think, around... Hold on a second. If I'm gonna hold the Q button, I should be able to gather them all around and look... Ah, there he is. Okay, Giuseppe. So, I'm gonna give you an axe. Now, you need to equip the same tool. Why did you do that? Hey! Stop howling that item! Okay, basically Giuseppe is doing a different thing, so that's why he's putting the items on the ground, which is a bit of a problem. So I will have to tell him first what to do. So how you do that thing? You hold the Q button, then you select the monkey that you want to assign to a job. You can of course assign multiple monkeys if you really want to just drag and drop, like in a typical strategy game. But if you want that thing to apply to one monkey, obviously you have to click on him. So then you're gonna do the teach thingy. Do that. He's gonna get himself a banana, and you got like that little timer over there. So now he's gonna copy everything that you will do. So I will have to grab the axe. I have a like almost destroyed axe over here, and I'm gonna attack a tree. So he gets the idea that I want him to chop down trees now. So the only thing I need to do is give him a proper axe, sit back, and enjoy the show, because he will now destroy everything around. Every single bush, every single stone will get destroyed by Giuseppe. Every single one of them. And as you can see over here, this monkey is assigned to haul items around. So he's gonna carry like a few items, go back to the base, and then drop them over there. Simple? Yeah. Automated? Yes. Can you now go around and explore stuff? Yes! So the same thing applies to mining. But instead of attacking a tree, you need to attack, obviously, a rock formation or an iron formation and stuff like that. Now, there's one thing I would like to point out really quick. If you're gonna press C button, as I said, you need to give your monkeys appropriate tools. At the beginning, you can give them just the hand axe. You just need a few pebbles and stuff like that. Actually, that's a good idea at the very beginning of the game to just, you know, give your monkey the hand axe, tell him to chop down, let's say some rocks, and leave the area for some time. Let him work, you know, let him work for you. Later on you go back and you get yourself a steady supply of pebbles. Now, how do you tell your monkeys to carry stuff, to haul items? Well, first things first, I have to once again locate one of my monkeys. I'm gonna go with Asu. Isabel have level up in gathering. She's at the moment at level 2. So she's capable of carrying 8 items at the same time, which is really handy. Asu at the moment can carry only 4, but that's fine. So I need to look. Giuseppe has a level up. Well, would you look at that? So what does that mean for Giuseppe? Basically, it means that he has 500 efficiency, 200 speed, and 200 damage when it comes to harvesting. That's awesome. That's really great. So you can actually turn your monkeys into killing machines if you really want to, which is great. Now, where the heck is Asu? Hold on a second. Where is she? No. I have some difficulties in finding you because I believe I assigned Asu to actually deliver items to workbenches. Ah, there she is. Or he, or whatever. So, how you tell your monkeys to haul items? Well, you have to do the same thing, right? So, you press Q, you teach her or him or whatever, you pick up an item. So, let's say some berries, and then you have to carry them to one of the chests. So, for example, this one over here, and you just drop it. So now she understands I want her to carry items. The problem is that she's gonna fill up that one chest. And once that one chest is filled up with items, she's gonna deliver items to different chests, which can be a bit of a mess. I haven't figured out how to do advanced howling yet, if there even is advanced howling. But that's how you do the basic howling. Now, the only tip I could actually give you is that when you have items, you have to fill up like those slots. So a good idea at the beginning would be to fill up the items with the chest with items that you want to hold inside. So for example, I'm trying to hold here only food related items, right? So the bat wings, the meat, the berries, the fruits, stuff like that. Of course, my monkeys know better, so they're gonna put there everything because that's the chest I told them to use. Yeah, it can be a bit of a pain in the ass at the beginning, but as I said, once I'm gonna figure out how to do advanced howling, I'm gonna probably try to do an update video to the howling thing. But that's more or less how you do collecting and howling by automated means. As you can see over here, I can now go AFK. I can, I don't know, go edit my videos. I can, I don't know, go wank if I really want to. And my monkeys will do the rest. Now keep in mind that this thing will work on monkeys that are of course trained by you, recruited by you. I'm not sure will this thing work on your friends, so future study is required, but if your friends is actually, you know, in liking of bananas, then there is a high possibility that you will able to implement this thing into your friends as well. Just keep in mind that I'm not taking any responsibility. if by mistake you're gonna choke your friend on a banana. Now you probably wonder what's the range of the worker monkey. Well, it's actually hard to say. I think, in my understanding, it's around one screen size. Yeah, I know, it's not exactly a precise description, but I think that's what it is. Basically speaking, I'm not sure about the howling though. I think the howling is actually a little bit more. So, to my understanding, I like to think that the game is divided into gigantic squares, right? So if you're gonna open up the map, imagine that this thing is divided into squares, right? So I would like to say that the thing you see on the screen is one square, right? So if you're gonna see, for example, there's like a tree branch over here, right? So if I'm gonna go now, so that this tree branch, what remains of it, is gonna be on the top, then this is another section, like another square. So to my understanding, once you order your once you order your monkey to work, he's gonna work in a 3x3 square, and the item that you told him to work on first, so I've told him I think to work on this tree or this tree over here, will be the center square. So that means he will work one square to the right, one square to the left, one square down, one square up, and so on and so forth. You get the idea, I think, but I'm not sure about that description, because as you can see, it's not exactly like he's on the border of this of one of the squares right now. I've actually took some observations, and one time he was working on that design, on that precise location, so he was working on 3x3 squares. Another time he was working actually on 3x4. So it's a bit hard to describe exactly what's the range of that thing, but it's a close proximity. So I don't think, because he's working right now over here, I don't think he's gonna go over here and try to chop down those trees here. He's gonna stick to more or less this area over here to chop down the trees, and that I think more or less applies as well to the howler. But as I said, don't quote me on that. That's still a thing I need to do a proper research on. But more or less, I hope that this gives you an idea of how far the monkey is gonna travel in order to look for some work, because he's not a lazy bastard. Now there's also two more things when it comes to howling, because the game recognizes howling in 3 different ways. Howling items from the drop location, howling items to craft, and to my understanding, howling items to build. So how that thing works? Well, it works exactly the same way. So for example, I have right now over here a bonfire thingy, fire whatever thing. I'm missing a bow in order to basically make myself a food necessary to recruit another monkey. So I need to look for some leaves, and I don't think I have the required one, because that specific one comes from palm trees. So for now I'm gonna cancel this crafting, and I'm gonna tell them to, I'll have to wait for them to put aside some wood. Or I can also do it manually. So I got myself a fire over here, and let's say I want them to craft this thing, a meat kebab. So what now? As you noticed, none of the monkeys is actually trying to do anything, right? They're just howling items instead of the chests, because that's what I told them to do. So in order to do that thing, you have to do it a bit different way. I'm gonna locate, what's the other monkey? Aishu, where are you? Is this Aishu? No, that's Isabella. Where is Aishu? I think she's over here. There she is. Sweetheart, you're over here. So tell her to learn. Okay, so she gets the idea now. I'll have to quickly go back to my chest, pick up an item, let's say meat, and drop it on the crafting station. So now she understands I want her to gather items around and basically put them in the working stations. So she's not gonna go now fill the items required in the fire pit or in the fire. She's gonna now fill up the items necessary for the crafting table. So for example, I want her to craft a hand axe over here. So in a minute, she's gonna pick up some stones and drop them at the workbench, which is fine. But that does not apply to building. How do you building? Exactly the same way. You build, technically speaking, an item, let's say this thing over here, and then you tell one of your monkeys that you want him to deliver items to the construction site. You can build yourself an entire base just by that. It's the same deal as with the fire. So I have to look for a monkey. Let's say, Aishu, is that you? I'm looking for Aishu. Okay, can you guys not like stack on one another? Okay, that is Aishu. So teach. Then I need to grab a few item rocks and then drop them over here. So now she gets the idea that I want her to carry out only items for building. And she's gonna do exactly that, which she just did. Then you have to get yourself a separated monkey for building. Then you need to get yourself a separated monkey for crafting, and so on and so forth. That's gonna be the thing actually I'm gonna try to do during the future episodes, but I hope you get the idea of how to do the howling and how to do the gathering of items. And I really hope that with this tool, with this knowledge, you'll be able to automate the game and you actually will be able to do what really matters, which means exploring, having fun, fighting, and maybe figuring out how to build yourself a magnificent base with your friends and with your little monkey slaves. But that's gonna be the thing, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna try to do in the future episodes. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Please up a lot. FCO!